Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Tuesday Panic. I am your host, Paul Turner, and this is the show for the unprepared youth worker like you and me sometimes, right? And so I had an activity all planned for my college career group this week, and I wound up not using it. The message didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go. But what I did have here is I had some Legos, because I was thinking of the word about being connected to one another, right? But then some other thoughts started to pop into my head, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with these things? By the way, you can get... If you have a store called Second and Charles, it's a used bookstore, but it's much more than that. It's got a lot of video games. It's a very big store kind of thing. And they have a Lego pile that you can just draw from. And I think you pay so much per ounce. And it is quite a collection of stuff. And so I just found a bunch of Legos that I got out of there. And I wound up taking them and putting them in little baggies, as you can see here. And so what I was going to do was I was going to pass these out to all the different seniors and college students and things like that. And I was going to take these baggies, give it to them, and then I would say build something. And you can use this for multiple ways. So if you're looking to do something creative, but then have something where things get connected, I think this may work for you, because my thought is this: if you go ahead and hand this out to the different students in your room and they start to build something, maybe they start looking at other people's little bags and say, well, I don't have as many pieces as you, or you got to build that, but I didn't get to do this. And so really you could talk about a lot of different issues here. You know, the Bible talks about that God ordains who gets what gifts in life, right? We don't determine that God, gives us the gifts we have. And then we either, the natural talent gifts we can develop, and even the spiritual gifts we can develop if we're tapped into that. But what you could do with this is talk about things like, we're all given the same bag of tools that we work with, and all the different elements that are in that bag. We're given a mind, we're given a heart, we're given the capacity to learn, we're given the capacity to be creative, all kinds of things that are in this bag here. Now, it doesn't mean we all have the same gifts, and it doesn't mean we build the same thing. We all have different parts and pieces to do the same thing. So you may tell them, go ahead and build whatever it is you want to build. And then they start building, and suddenly they find out, well, maybe they start looking at others and say, hey, can I borrow that piece? Or could I have that? And at some point, maybe you want to do that. You say, look, hey, let's take a moment, and if you need a piece from somebody else, go ahead and take one. And talk about how the body of Christ works together to build something. Now, once they have built their individual things, say, hey, what did you build? And what did you build? And what did you build? Kind of bring them all together. But then say, I want you to take the Legos you have there, and I want you to take what you have built and somehow connect it with the others to create a little city, or to create something else out of it that you could do. And talk about the fact of how God has given us gifts, each one of us, but they're made to be used in the body of Christ. So you look at it, maybe 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and talk about the gifts, and talk about how all things work together, how the people work together, how we work together as the body of Christ to accomplish something bigger than what we are given. And that is the goal in collaborating with one another. You could do this. I also thought about this. If you did an intergenerational night, this would be a great tool for adults. Right? How many times do adults get to sit around and play? Let's have grandkids or something, sit around and play with Legos and stuff. But give them the same baggage. Talk about the fact that just because they're older and they're younger, you're also given the same, and we make out of it what we make out of it. But then have that generation and this generation work together to build something and see how they work together. So I thought that would be a cool idea. So anyway, that is my thought of the day. If you have some suggestions, I would love to hear them. How would you use these little bag of Legos? How would you pass them out? What kind of activities would you have them do? What other themes come to mind? Envy, jealousy, body of Christ, creativity, all those things. But I'd love to hear from you. You tell me how you would use it and what other themes are developed there. So anyway, thanks for joining me today for the Tuesday Panic. If you are brand spanking new here, thank you for joining me, and I would appreciate it if you subscribed and joined our little community there. That way you can get videos like this in your inbox every week. And also, if you're a regular, as always, you guys are so important to the success of this channel and doing what it does. Would you be willing to, first of all, hit the thumbs up button and like this video, and then I'll know that I'll need to make more of them. But also, would you be willing to share it with somebody? Maybe somebody you know in your network, in your youth ministry network. Maybe it's something you work together as a team. send it to your adult leaders, whatever it may be. But will you take time to share the video with your adult leaders or with your network so that you can kind of expand the thought there and get their ideas and thoughts where we can collaborate together? That'd be kind of cool. And anyway, so that's it for today. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a great day and have a great youth meeting. We'll see you next week.